Today we're taking a look at a website called Killed by Google. This is a website that compiles everything that Google has ever created and then later realized is terrible and deleted pretending it never happened. So this website goes in order from most recent. So apparently 2 months ago they got rid of Google Podcasts. I've never even heard of Google Podcasts, so I guess that kind of explains why they got rid of it. So if I go to googlepodcasts.com, Google Podcasts is saying goodbye. After June 2024 you'll no longer be able to listen to them. Oh no, so sad. Oh well. So there's so many things on here. I think there's actually, 295 different things over the last 20 years or so that Google have tried and then gotten rid of because it was either a terrible idea or times have just changed. It's no longer required. So I'm really curious to scroll through this and see what kind of big things I've totally forgotten about. Surely the biggest Google product that they ever made and then destroyed was Google Plus. If you're too young to remember, it was their own version of a social networking site, but for some reason they integrated it with YouTube and it like broke the comment section for years. People were really angry about it. Oh my god, was Google Plus 12 years ago? What? Anyway, let's scroll through this list and look for anything that really sticks out to me, because I haven't even heard of any of these things. YouTube Stories, killed 11 months ago. YouTube Stories, originally called YouTube Reels, allowed creators to post temporary videos that would expire after 7 days. It was around for 5 years, 2017 to 2023. Yeah, just barely anybody used them. I think I probably made less than 10 YouTube stories in the 5 years that they existed. And I don't really know why, because in theory, it was kind of a cool idea. It was just an extra way to see what your favorite YouTuber's up to. But literally just no one used them. Oh my god, that's reminded me actually. I never did anything with the footage, but the day that YouTube stories were being destroyed, I made this, the last YouTube story. I think I did it at like midnight on the day they were getting rid of them, so that hopefully I would have the last ever YouTube story. I could make a YouTube short out of that. Okay, what else have we got? Let's look at some of the ones that we've not heard of. Google Currents. Killed about a year ago, Google Currents was a service that provided social media features similar to Google Plus for Google Workspace customers. It was almost 4 years old. Wow, shocked that no one wanted that anymore. Google Street View. They've still got Google Street View. Standalone app. Oh, killed about a year ago. Google Street View app was an Android and iOS app that enabled people to get a 360 view of locations around the world. Yeah, that makes sense. It was over 12 years old. It had its own app. So they must have brought out the app in 2010 when they launched Google Street View, and then they later implemented it into Google Maps app, which makes way more sense. But then I guess they were just awkwardly left with the original Google Street View app that some people were probably still using. As if that was around for 12 years before they were finally like, why are we paying to have two of these things open when we could just have one? Google Stadia. I heard about this, but I never really understood what it was. Killed over 1 year ago, Google Stadia was a cloud gaming service combining a Wi-Fi gaming controller and allowing users to stream gameplay through web browsers, TV, mobile apps, and Chromecast. It was about 3 years old. That sounds like it would have been quite useful. It's a shame that one didn't work out. YouTube Originals! Oh, I can remember being sad about this one dying. Killed over a year ago, YouTube Originals was a variety of original content including scripted series, educational videos, and music and celebrity programs. It was over 6 years old. So the biggest YouTube original series that I can think of was Scare PewDiePie. Okay, here's episode 1 of Scare PewDiePie, but interestingly, the views aren't there. We can't look at how many views it's got. I'm sure it was like over 100 million or something. What was another one? The Sidemen, they had their own show, didn't they? Here's their first episode. We can see the views on the Sidemen show. How weird. But yeah, the reason that I was sad that YouTube Originals closed down was because it was always kind of a dream of mine for YouTube to give me a load of money to star in a show where I wouldn't have to worry about any of the behind the scenes stuff or editing or anything. But alas, that dream of mine was destroyed back in 2022. Okay, we are barely anywhere out on this list. Google Hangouts, I've heard of that one. Killed over a year ago, Google Hangouts was a cross-platform instant messaging service. It was over 9 years old. I think I used Google Hangouts once or twice, but after COVID, everyone just switched to Zoom for whatever reason. Google Surveys. I've used Google Surveys as well. Killed over a year ago, Google Surveys was a business product by Google aimed at facilitating customized market research. It was over 10 years old. It's crazy, isn't it? Thinking about like these things existing for such a long time before they have to be like, is this, should we, guys, Yeah. What's YouTube Go? 2017 to 2022. Killed almost 2 years ago, YouTube Go was an app aimed at making YouTube easier to access on mobile devices. I have never heard of that. How have I, the YouTube guy, never heard of that? What? Google Duo. Killed almost 2 years ago. Google Duo was a video calling app that allowed people to call someone from their contact list. It was almost 6 years old, so it's like FaceTime, effectively. Interestingly, there are a lot of things here that all died in 2022. I wonder if that's because they decided they'd have a big internal reshuffle and get rid of a lot of inefficient stuff, or is it just because Google have made so many things that every year they're destroying things? It might be a bit of both. G Suite? I still use G Suite. I need it for my emails. Killed about 2 years ago, G Suite Legacy Free Edition was a free tier offering some of the services, including Google's productivity suite. I pay for it, so they got rid of the free version. That's why it still exists for me. What is this? Cameos on Google. Killed over 2 years ago, Cameos on Google allowed celebrities and other public figures to record video responses to the most common questions asked about them, which would be shown to users in Google search results. How have I not heard of that? That sounds incredible. Where is it? I need some examples. This guy's asking about it on Reddit. They don't even know what they're talking about. Did just nobody do it? Oh my god, hang on.
Hey, my name is David and this is YouTube Shorts. And have you wondered what are Google Cameos?
Yes.
So the world is kind of bursting with TikTok and Instagram Reels.
Get on with it. Get on with it.
Google's also stepping into
that
paradigm.
It's Will Ferrell.
Google Cameos, which are basically short videos.
I've never seen
which
this.
Answer Google queries. So you could type lasagna in the search engine,
right,
and it will give you a short video which basically is someone just answering questions.
So then it's not just celebrities. Imagine you want to make a lasagna and then like Will Ferrell tells you how to do it. Alright, let's keep on scrolling through and see if we can find anything that really does stand out. I'm excited. We've got so many different things, and once again, I don't know what any of them are. Loon? What's Loon? Killed over 3 years ago, Loon was a service to provide internet access via an array of high-altitude balloons covering the Earth's stratosphere. What? That sounds crazy. Surely that didn't work. Oh my god, there it is. There's a satellite attached to one of their balloons. How did they stay in the same place? Apparently it just never got going. They couldn't make the costs low enough for it to be sustainable. What a surprise. Whose idea was it to just attach stuff to some big balloons? YouTube VR. Killed over 3 years ago, YouTube VR allowed you to easily find and watch 360 videos and virtual reality content with Stream VR compatible headsets. Yeah, VR video, it feels like a gimmick rather than anything that would actually ever be that useful. Something that you try once and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool, and then you're just not bothered again. Oh my god, YouTube community contributions. I kind of remember this, but not really. Killed over 3 years ago, YouTube community contributions allowed users to contribute translations for video titles or submit descriptions, closed captions, or subtitles. Oh, it's not what I thought it was. In my head, I can distantly remember YouTube trying like community moderators that would stop cyberbullying by like reporting your mean comments, and everyone just made fun of it and it never happened. But that's not what this is. This was just anyone being allowed to submit subtitles to your videos, which people did a few times on my videos. It's kind of handy because now I have to pay someone to make subtitles. Pigeon Transit. Killed almost 4 years ago. Pigeon Transit was a transit app that used crowdsourced information about delays, crowded trains, escalator outages, and live entertainment. I thought it would be something about pigeons. Well, I'm just disappointed now. Follow Your World. Killed over 4 years ago, Follow Your World allowed users to register points of interest on Google Maps and receive email updates whenever the imagery was updated. It was over 8 years old. That sounds really good, because it's always quite exciting when Google Street View updates outside of your house and you can see that like your bin's been moved or something and you're like, oh, it must have been a Wednesday. It's kind of sad they got rid of that. It should just be something that's still built into your Google Maps account. Maybe it is. YouTube Messages. Killed over 4 years ago, YouTube Messages was a direct messaging feature that allowed users to share and discuss videos one-to-one. I don't remember ever seeing that or having access to that. I can remember going back over a decade ago, there was YouTube Contacts. We'll probably get to that later. Whoa, YouTube Gaming. Now that's a big one. Killed almost 5 years ago. Is YouTube Gaming not around anymore? And it hasn't been for 5 years. I'm sure they're still making merch for it and giving it to people that aren't me. This for YouTube Gaming sucks. I didn't get these in 2019. Were they just lying about in the office and they were like, oh, send them to Jack so he shuts up about not getting stuff? So if I search YouTube Gaming now, what comes up? A gaming channel type thing comes up, but not any proper thing anymore, I guess. Oh, it's me! Am I in any of the others? Maybe I'm in the Impossible Quiz one as well. Hang on. Oh, I'm not. All right, back to this then. Whatever. There it is, Google Plus. So 2011 is when it came out. Killed about 5 years ago. Google Plus was an internet-based social network. It was almost 8 years old. People hated Google Plus. It was around in 2019, but there was nobody using it anymore. People got so angry because you couldn't use YouTube unless you linked it to your Google Plus account, so they were basically forcing you to make a Google Plus account to continue using YouTube, which everybody hated, and it like changed your username and stuff. I remember being kind of into it though, because I felt like I'd missed out on like the wave of Facebook and stuff. So 15-year-old Jack was like, I'm gonna be big on Google Plus, and I can remember adding everyone from my school to my circle. Oh my god, so many memories have just come back to me. Alright, we're getting kind of into the archives now. YouTube video annotations. Killed over 5 years ago, YouTube video annotations allowed creators to add interactive commentary to their videos containing background information. Yeah, that wasn't what they were primarily used for though. Now on YouTube, when you end a video, you can have an end card which would like put your related video here. But with YouTube video annotations, you would add your video to your edit, so it would be like playing here, and then on YouTube, once it's uploaded, you would drag an annotation over the top of the video and you'd line it up perfectly. Let me show you an example. So if we go at the end of one of my Sam Smells of Apricots videos, so I've edited in my part 1, and then the annotation goes here, and then I had a link to a playlist annotation here, because you could make them whatever size you wanted, and then the subscribe button as well, you drag that over. Obviously it does make way more sense just allowing YouTube to add a subscribe button. Oh, that's cool though. It brings back some nice memories. Very, very nice. Pi, killed over 8 years ago. Pi was a work-centric group chat website, an app comparable to Slack. It was 2 years old. Nobody used that then. Songza, killed over 8 years ago. Songza was a free music streaming service that would recommend its users various playlists based on time of day and mood or activity. It was about 8 years old. So Spotify absolutely came in, demolished Songza. Who's ever used Songza? What is iGoogle? Killed over 10 years ago. iGoogle was a customizable Ajax-based start page or personal web portal. They made that in 2005. It kind of rings a bell. I must have used it. Oh my god, how is 2005 this old? So it's like a customized homepage that has things related to you. So YouTube videos you like, weather in your local area. Makes sense. Okay, I've scrolled pretty far back now. We're at 2012, and I'm noticing that there are much less things. We're already at 2011. I think that's basically because as Google grew, they're more likely to make more stuff that ultimately ends up failing. You know, they're also probably making lots of stuff that's successful and not featured on this website. Killed 12 years ago, Google Squared was an information extraction and relationship extraction product that compiled structured data into a spreadsheet-like format. What? I'm not smart enough to have used Google Squared. What are all of these things? I've not heard of any of them. Oh, YouTube Streams, killed 14 years ago. YouTube Streams allowed users to watch a YouTube video together while chatting about the video in real time. So they actually made that on the site, and they did it in 2006 as well, when the website was just getting going. I don't remember that. Obviously, I was around for the last half of this time period, but that rings no bell to me at all. Probably because I had no friends. Google Toolbar for Firefox. So I guess Google Chrome didn't exist there. Imagine Google making something for another web browser, a now competing web browser. We're pretty close to the bottom now. We're already at 2009. Dodgeball, killed about 15 years ago. Dodgeball was a location-based social network where users texted their location to the service and it notified them of friends and points of interest nearby. That doesn't sound like a good idea at all. What a shock they got rid of that in 2009. What's Send to Phone? Killed over 15 years ago. Google Send to Phone was an add-on to send links and other information from Firefox to their phone by text message. I mean, there's just no need for that in 2024, but back in 2006 to 2008, smartphones were only just getting going. There wasn't a lot of people that had them, so obviously it made far more sense. Oh my god, we're about to get to the bottom of the page. Google Answers, killed over 17 years ago. Google Answers was an online knowledge market. It was over 4 years old. So that was killed back in 2006. So I can remember my early days of the internet. I discovered Ask Jeeves, and I thought it was the craziest thing ever, because you would type a question in and it would answer it for you. Obviously now, you type a question into Google and you get an answer. It's very normal. But for some reason, at that point in time, it felt like Google wouldn't answer questions. But I guess this was their version of Ask Jeeves. I think Ask Jeeves exists now, but it's just called Ask instead. Yeah, it's just ask.com, and I don't think this is really popping anymore. It's just giving me lame info. But yeah, I used to say stuff. Who is Jack Sucks at Life? Let's see if they can help me out. Oh my god. How do you not have an answer to that question, Jeeves? It was called Ask Jeeves, right? I haven't just made that up. There he is! It's Jeeves! So the last thing on this list is Google Deskbar, which was made in 2003 and killed in 2006. Killed about 18 years ago. Google Deskbar was a small inset window on the Windows toolbar and allowed users to perform searches without leaving the desktop. It was over 2 years old. Okay. So that kind of still exists today. If I go to my start bar, I can search questions here. It'll just open them in Microsoft Edge. But that's really interesting to look at, though. It's cool seeing businesses that are successful as Google failing at lots of things, you know, because you gotta try stuff, and then if you don't try stuff, you don't know what works and you don't know what doesn't. What a lovely message to end on. Thank you very much for watching. I saw Timeworks do this video first, so link to him in the description, and I will see you all later. Subscribe. Bye, 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 bye.